Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we'd do a 2-page baby boy scrapbook layout. The paper that I'm using for today is actually from this stack pack. It's Park Lane Stack 10 and this is from Joann's. For my background paper, it does measure 11.5 by 11.5 and I did ink my edges with my Stampin' Up! Early Espresso. Next, I do have two border pieces. For this one, it does measure 11.5 by 2 1/4, and this is actually just a Googled image that I brought onto my silhouette and traced it. I know I've been using it quite often lately. And also I do have my grass border. This is from Cuddly Cute Designs. It does measure 11.5 by 1 1/8. And I'll go ahead and glue it down with my zip dry. Next, I'll go ahead and back this on a piece of 12 by 12 craft cardstock paper. For my next page, I do have it ready. To start off, I do have 3 photo frames. Now for my frame itself, it's actually a file that I've had for a very long time. The frame is actually a Googled image that I brought onto my silhouette and traced it. And like I said, I've had it for a really long time, so I do not remember what I Googled for this search. And I had never used it. I didn't really like it. It was kind of when I was practicing how to do it, and I just happened to come across it. So for this one, it does measure 5 inches by 5 inches. For the inside, for the yellow cardstock, it measures 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And on my silhouette, I did do internal offset. Now for this paper, it's actually from scrapbook.com. For the frame, the paper is from Simple Stories Autumn Splendor, and it's called, I think it's called Elements. It's item number 11210, Elements. And for the inside, I use this one. It's called Photo Play, Mr. Mischief, by I guess the stack pack is called Boys Roll. The file that I'm using for today is actually from Treasure Box Designs. I'll go ahead and leave the information on the description down below just in case anybody's interested. And everything has been paper pieced. To start off, I do have my treehouse. It does measure 10 inches by 7 1/8, and obviously everything was sized together. For my little boy, I did pop him up with 1 thickness of foam tape. Now on the file here, it actually had a sign that says boys only. I actually cut the file, the sign for the boys only, but then I decided not to use it. It doesn't really make sense for my son because he's one of 4 grandchildren, and the other three are actually all girls. So my son is actually the only boy, so he's always surrounded by girls. So it doesn't really apply to him, so I didn't use the sign. Next, I do have my tree. My tree measures 9 1/4 by 7 1/8. And here I did actually use brown stickles. Next, I do have my title. It does measure 2 7/8 by 4 3/4. It does read Treetop Fun, and I did pop it up with 1 thickness of foam tape. Next, I do have my little owl in a tree branch. It does measure 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. And everything's laid flat except for his little wings. I did pop him up with 1 thickness of foam tape just to give it a bit of dimension. Next, I do have my cute little car. It does measure 3 3/4 by 4 1/8. And for the door, I actually popped it up with 1 thickness of foam tape. And lastly, I do have a tortoise. It does measure 2 3/4 by 2 7/8. And for his little feet, his neck, and his head, I did pop it up with 1 thickness of foam tape just to give it a bit of dimension. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, we actually have one. Actually, my parents do. My parents have, they have really big property, and they have one in the back, and it's actually really big, really heavy actually, that we have in the house. Well, that my parents have in their house, but because my mother usually takes care of my kids when I work, they're always around her. Oh, I should have put this one first. So it was a bit crooked, so I went ahead and adjusted it a little bit, and I actually decided to put it underneath the grass. I thought it looked better, so I did that. I'm actually at home right now because of this whole coronavirus. I'm at home with 2 kids, and we actually haven't left the house in about 7 days. So I am pretty much going crazy. It's not easy. I'm cleaning a lot, cooking a lot, and I thought I would be crafting more, but I'm actually not, surprisingly. I don't know. I don't really feel like crafting. I craft a little. Once I start, overthinking, I'll start crafting just because the attention to detail is a lot, so it does distract me. But mostly I've been on Netflix. I've been on Netflix watching Korean dramas. I haven't done that since college, and I'm really getting into it again. And I started rewatching Gilmore Girls, so that's pretty good. And I don't know, let's see how it goes. It looks like we'll be here for a while. LA County is about to go, I think they're about to shut LA County down. So we probably won't even be able to leave at all. So let's just see how that goes. But I keep myself busy with the kids. We're pretty much on a schedule now. So let's see how it goes. I hope everybody's doing fine. Let's just hope for the best. And there you have it. This is my 2-page baby boy scrapbook layout. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye for now.